What's going on, Jeromes? So the legend of UDFA linebacker Ivan Pace Jr. continues to grow and show. The undrafted, unwanted, but beautiful, amazing off-ball linebacker coming out of University of Cincinnati made his splash debut in the preseason on Thursday, and he's shown up and showed out throughout training camp so far. And overall, he's just done amazing things. And you can tell, like, the level of trust that defensive coordinator Brian Flores has in him is pretty damn high, pretty damn impressive. But taking this thing to its illogical conclusion, would the Vikings and defense coordinator Brian Flores and head coach Kevin O'Connell have the grapes, have the huevos to start Ivan Pace Jr. week 1 over veteran Jordan Hicks at middle linebacker? It's a question, man. It is a question. And it comes down to what Flores wants to do. It's very clear from his alignment and his responsibilities on Thursday night that Brian Flores has a lot of trust in Ivan Pace Jr. He was wearing that green dot communicator. He was lining up the defense. He was adjusting guys' stance and positions. So he obviously has a handle on it. And Flores, and again, there's lots of Vikings fans that are like, hey, stop with the Ivan Pace Jr. hype and all that stuff. You're just building the kid up. All right, no. I ain't doing jack squat. Now, I liked him coming out of Cincinnati, but it is this man. It is this man who's putting Pace with the ones, who started Pace at training camp with the twos. I'm sorry that Brian Flores, the defense coordinator, is hyping up Ivan Pace Jr. as well as Harrison Smith on NFL Network hyping him up. I'm so sorry that those two are doing all the Pace hype and stuff. But the question is, would they supplant Hicks for Ivan Pace Jr.? Now, this may be a moot question as Brian Asamoah is dealing with an injury, and if Asamoah did miss time, I do think that Pace would fill in at that weak side linebacker spot, even though he's more of a natural middle, but it's neither here nor there. But the question is, would they have the stones to do that? Even though Jordan Hicks in year 2, he's not like a mainstay of the defense, but he is a rock solid veteran. He is good, a good communicator. He is good against the run. Coverage wise, maybe not so much, especially against Tony Pollard, but there is some precedent, and we pointed this example out before, and it's pertinent because of Zach Thomas going in the Hall of Fame recently. So 1996, Miami Dolphins, Jimmy Johnson taking over in South Beach. He brings in veteran linebacker Jack Del Rio to be the middle of his defense, right? And Del Rio just coming off a couple of great years with the Vikings. One last hurrah, one last paycheck in Miami in 1996. There you go. But the Dolphins in the 5th round that year took sawed-off linebacker Zach Thomas coming out of Texas Tech. Tackling machine. Now, he was drafted, but he didn't go undrafted like Ivan Pace Jr., but still, he wasn't seen to be much, right? But he came in like a rolling ball of thunder in training camp preseason, impressed, and eventually he supplanted Jack Del Rio as Jimmy Johnson's week 1 starting middle linebacker, and Jack Del Rio was ultimately cut and never played in the NFL again, retired, guy into coaching. So there is precedent there. So, hey, Jordan Hicks, you want to become Jack Del Rio? I don't know, man. Hey, Ivan Pace Jr., you want to be Zach Thomas? I mean, he is Zach Thomas with the pass rush, man. I don't know. But what factors in is Jordan Hicks' contract. So he revised and restructured his 2-year deal that he signed last offseason to stick around the team this year. It did bump up some guarantees. $1.5 million of his $3.25 million base salary is fully guaranteed. Also, he has a couple $100K incentives as well. But $1.75 million of his base is not guaranteed as of right now until he's on the rooster week 1. So there could be some leeway there, and teams use this leverage a lot. Where a veteran, if he's close to losing his job, they'll squeeze him. It's either take a pay cut or a cut situation. And I don't know, like if the Vikings had better off-ball linebacker depth, I would be all about it. But I do think that there is a world where Pace Jr. starts, Hicks is still the backup, and hopefully Asamoah health-wise gets back onto the field. So I would keep Hicks around, even at full freight, even if he doesn't take a pay cut, just because I'm not about that off-ball linebacker depth of life right now. Because you got Dye, you got Reeder, you got Vallejo, you got Huber, you got Beauplan, but you don't really have much beyond the triumvirate of Pace, Hicks, and Asamoah. Like, frankly, beyond those three, I'd rather not see any of the other guys on defense. I mean, Dye and Vallejo on defense or on special teams, sure, but defensively, So in terms of replacing Hicks, it could be a moot situation because Flores. So Flores likes to rotate, but generally the guy with the green dot you want out there for all 3 downs because you only get one. Everyone gets one. But I mean, could Pace Jr. be that guy right out of the gates week 1? And he still has time. Like joint practices with the Titans and the Cardinals, 2 more preseason games. I do think that he could show that he is ready to start week 1. And I think about Brian Flores. I don't think that he would be scared to do that. If Ivan Pace Jr. is the Vikings' best option for starting middle linebacker, he will start. I have that full confidence in Flores. But the question is, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. I mean, because Hicks obviously isn't going to be back next year. But if it's not week 1, is it what, week 4, week 8, week 10, something like that? And Pace Jr. can't be denied, man. And again, I'm not the one hyping him up. This is the man that's hyping him up, and Pace Jr. is living up to expectations. But I don't know. Maybe it's another trial balloon. Maybe the Vikings run the ones a little bit in one of the 2 remaining preseason games, or both of them, and then maybe Pace Jr. gets a little bit of a taste in there, and then it's more of a audition. It's a live audition, and then they go from there. But I don't know. Like, I would be okay. Well, first off, I would be absolutely ecstatic if Pace Jr. started week 1. I think that he would be an upgrade over Hicks, including in coverage, even though Pace ain't awesome in terms of coverage. But in terms of using leverage to free up $1.5 million more in cap space, potentially. But I would like to keep Jordan Hicks in the fold just as that fallback plan, but we'll see. We'll see, man. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Would the Vikings have the intestinal fortitude to start UDFA linebacker Ivan Pace Jr. over veteran Jordan Hicks week 1? Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.